everyone, welcome back to the Wolblom Knitting Podcast. I'm Lisa. Welcome to everyone who is new here. So I'm Lisa and you can find me as the Wolblom on Ravelry and on Instagram. So on this channel I share some of my knitting projects, my love of yarn, and sometimes I will share other crafts like crochet, sewing, and hopefully one day spinning. Okay, so first up, what I'm wearing. So this is the Toledo top from Ekaterina Vorobeva, or this cozy nest, and I used Vinnis Colours Nikkim in the slate colorway, so it's 100% cotton. I did make the crop length. I feel a crop length suits me better than a garment that hits just below my hips. If it hits just above my hips, I feel it flatters me a lot more. So it has some picot edges here and around the neck, and then complete lace all around the body. So that's my finished object. So let's go chronologically. First, finished objects is these socks. So I purchased the Secret 7 Society box subscription from Ekaterina Yarn Creations, and they sent a package of 9 mini skeins, and I chose the clear base, which is the sock base. So I think it's 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, and I chose that base. And the main color, or this white color, natural colorway, is from Naughty Habit, her Kaiso base, which is also 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. And I created these socks. So I will link down below, and also above here, the video where I created the socks, where I opened each package and knitted the socks. But here it is. So this design is the padded socks. I can't remember the designer's name, but it's cuffed down with a heel flap and gusset. And so beautiful. So these first 3 colors, the blue colors, they look very similar on the camera or on screen, but they are very different in person. So the first one's very much teal greeny blue. This one's a dark blue, and then this one's a lighter blue. You can definitely see the difference between these and the other two. This one and the other two, but this one and the first and the second one is definitely more very similar. And the last color was this one just before the toe, and it has speckles of all the other 6 colors in between. So those are the socks, and now I can wear them. I didn't want to wear them before I showed them on the podcast. Okay, next finished object is my Salbu cowl. This is designed by Inga from Knitting Traditions, and I use John Alban Knit by Numbers 4 ply, which is 100% merino. I'm not sure if it's Falklands merino, but merino. And my plan was to do like a fade where I had 4 colors. So a light grey, dark grey, light pink, dark pink. And I wanted to do a fade where I start with the lighter grey at the bottom, and then with the dark pink at the bottom as well. And here in the middle, I fade into the darker grey and lighter pink. But when I did that, you couldn't see the design anymore. So I pinked back to tinked. I'm not sure what the correct word is, but I tore back to just before I started the fade and just continued with the dark pink and lighter grey. So I have the dark grey and lighter pink left, so maybe I can do another salvo cowl, but I haven't decided yet. But yeah, it's very soft and I'm very happy with this one. Yes. Oh, the yarn I got from Colours of Amalfi. Okay, next finished object is my lamb jumper. Yeah, like this. So this design is by Olga Grashina and it's the lamb jumper. So the yarn I used is African Expressions Comfort, the boucle yarn. So the main yarn is African Expressions Comfort in the 4116 colorway. I think that's the right one. Yeah, 4116, and it's 39% mohair, 39% viscose, 13% wool, and 9% polyamide. It's very soft and it's not scratchy at all, and I really love it. And then the cuffs, and then the drawstring at the bottom. Let me show it like that. Yeah, that drawstring there is also African Expressions Joy, which is their DK weight. That one in the 1277 colorway, and it's 15% mohair, 40% superwash wool, and 45% acrylic. So, and I really love this. I have worn it a couple of times. It's very soft. So this pattern is knitted bottom up. You do the drawstring first, knit a couple of centimeters, and then you fold it double, knit it together, and then you switch to the boucle yarn and then knit the body, knit the back flat, knit the one part of the front flat, the other part flat, and then seam the shoulder seams. But with the sleeves, I have never done this before. Oh, I don't think you will be able to see it. There is the seam, but you pick up stitches, and it's like, I would describe it as like a short row technique. So you at the sleeve cap, so at the top here, you pick up stitches, knit, pick up stitch, knit there, pick up stitch, and you go front, you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until I think, yeah, it was at the side seam. Then you start doing the sleeve in a round. So you did short rows for the sleeve cap. I think the sleeve cap is the part at the top where the shoulder is, until I will put a picture here to describe what I think the sleeve cap is. So you do the sleeve cap with short rows, and then you continue with in the round with the boucle yarn. Maybe I can show it like that. Okay, this part here is a sleeve cap, and then the sleeve, and then the cuff is double knitting. So the one round you knit one, slip with yarn in front, slip, knit one, slip with yarn in front, knit one, slip with yarn in front in the round. Next round is slip one with yarn in back, purl one, slip one with yarn in back, purl one. So it's almost like ribbing, but you knit it double, so it creates a double layer of fabric there. Maybe you can see that. So you knit it in a round, but it creates 2 layers of fabric for the cuff. So the cuff is very warm and sturdy. So, and then there's a zipper in the front, which I just hand sewed into the knitting. So yeah, this one's done. I would say it was difficult to pick up the stitches for the sleeves. I had to hold up the yarn, the project, with a light in front of me or the light at the back of the knitting, so that I can see the stitches a bit better. So yeah, I couldn't pick up stitches in the night. So yeah, that is the lamb jumper. Next one, this was a whim cast on. Jenny from Honeybird Studios made the Clotilde cardigan from Pernille Larsen in her second to last video. I think she recently did do her last episode. So yeah, second to last episode, I think she wore it as well, her Clotilde cardigan. And I was a bit jealous, so I did mine as well. And I wanted to use African Expressions Adore, but it was going to be a bit too expensive for me to do that, because the Clotilde cardigan is a oversized chunky cardigan. So I got this yarn at Charming Wool, and it's a Turkish yarn. It's Naku Mohair Delicate Bulky, and it's 5% mohair, 10% wool, and 85% acrylic. So it is unfortunately heavy on acrylic, but I think it's okay because I'm using it. I definitely have used it before, and this is how it looks. So put it on. So it's a oversized, bulky cardigan with holes. There you go. So definitely oversized. Hopefully you could see that. And then a very rapid decrease in sleeve stitches here, and before you start the cuff. So this was also a fun project to work. And then I added a toggle if I wanted to close the neck. I can do it. Okay, so I don't think I will close it that much. It's just maybe for decoration purposes. So that's the Clotilde cardigan, and yeah, I'm happy with it. Okay. Next is whips. Okay, first whip. I'm almost done with it, and it's the Hold Me Close wrap top from Ksenia. Life is Cozy. Yeah. I just pinned it close with some stitch markers to show you how it would look. I'm busy now with the ties to tie it around my waist. So yeah, beautiful texture with the slip stitches. And this is the back. So the back, you connect where it would have lapped over each other. You connect it and knit it together, but it's a single layer of fabric, where in the front it would be a double layer of fabric. So yeah, The yarn I'm using for this is the alpaca yarn my mother bought me at the alpaca loom. This is the last skein or ball of it. Let me just do that. So it's definitely more chocolate. It just got a bit cloudy, so the sky is everything's a bit bluer. But yeah, or grayer. Yeah. So it's this is a DK weight alpaca, 100% alpaca yarn. And I think this is a natural color of the alpaca. I don't think it was dyed. But yeah, it's very soft and I'm loving it so far. The ties are a bit boring for me, so that's why it isn't finished yet. But yeah, I think I will be finished with it within a week. Yes, that's my first whip. Second whip is my Stria cardigan from Andrea Maury, which I'm knitting along with the sweater knit along, March to May knit along. I'm a bit behind and I don't think I will complete it before then, but this is my progress. I have split for the sleeves and body, and I think it's going to go fast now because all of the stitches for the sleeves are now put on hold, so I think it will go a bit faster. It's half fisherman's rib, and I'm using African Expression Soul. I'll put the colorways on screen. Yeah, I think it's going to turn out very nice. Yeah, it's just taking a bit long because it's 2.75 millimeter needles, and yeah, so it's a bit, and it's like you need to work 2 rows to create 1 row, so it takes a bit longer. Next whip, I didn't make a lot of progress on. It's my Kyla shawl by Isabel Kramer. This lace one. I think I added 4 lace repeats since last. I love the smell of alpaca. Yeah. So the yarn I'm using for that is the Alpaca Delightful Ply Fingering Weight. It's 70% alpaca and 30% Falkland Merino. And it's also John Arbon, and I got it from Colours of Amalfi. And I decided I'm almost finished with the first skein. I'm just going to use 2 skeins for the shawls. I think it will be enough. And then the second skein, or the third skein, I'll use for another project. So I think 3 skeins is going to be too big and too of a slug of a project to complete. But yeah. But this is my Wednesday knitting night project. So that's why it's not going to get too much progress every time if I just knit on it once a week. Is that all my whips? No, I have a half finished object, so I will show that. So it's the Celia socks from Sorry Nordland, and I'm using African Expression Soul in the colorway 7057 colorway. 7057 colorway, and it has a beautiful lace on the instep, design on the instep like that. And I have just completed the toe of the second one. So I'm doing the Celia socks. So last time the Celebrate socks. I drew that one for my next sock project. But once I started it, I realized I didn't have enough yarn. You need to have 50 grams of each color for that project. And I only had 25 grams of the one color and then 100 grams of the first color. And I was wondering, should I just do the toes, heel and calf with the green, and then the whole foot with the main color, the speckled yarn? Or should I just ask Minty to make me more green yarn or dye me more green yarn, and I did the latter. So I asked Minty to color me another 25 grams of the green yarn if she could, and she said she would do that for me. So I'm just waiting for that, and then if I have that yarn, I will complete the Celebrate socks. So while that didn't go as planned, I started the Celia socks. But the reason I started the Celia socks is because Sorry Nordland is holding a summer sock knit-along at the moment, and it looks so nice. And then I went to check the previous year, 2021 knit-along, the summer sock knit-along for 2021, and then I realized I have done one of those socks that were featured in that knit-along before. It's the Midsummer Dancer socks, and the Celia socks was also in that one, and then the Lume socks and the Caramel Kiss socks. So I decided to do that knit-along even though it's already over and done with. So I completed I wanted to do that because I did saw some people when I checked their Midsummer Dancer project pages on Ravelry. I saw that they had like a collection of the socks, those socks that I mentioned before. And I was like, this is so cool. How come they have how do they know they can create a collection with these? And then I realized it was the summer sock knit-along, where you choose 3 colors that work together and you knit 4 socks. And then but I really like last year's socks, so I'm knitting those. So this one is the Celia socks, and I just need to do the other one, then it's complete. So the other colors I'm going to use for the Celia socks is also featured in my Stria cardigan. So I'm going to use this grey. Where's the pink? So Midsummer Dancer socks are made in this color. So these 3 colors I'm going to use for that. So first up, or next after the Celia socks, I'm going to make the caramel socks with this darker one, which is African Expression Soul 7062. And then the Lume socks is a colorwork sock. So I'm going to use the lighter grey as the main color, and then the pink for the flowers and the darker one for the leaves and stem design on that pattern. I think it will look nice. And then it will look like a collection as well, because I really wanted a collection of socks. So that is my half finished object and whip of socks. I think that's all my whips at the moment. Okay, next up is acquisitions. So first I got a special gift from a follower on Instagram, and I believe a subscriber here on YouTube as well. She is from South Africa, but she lives in Ireland at the moment, and she came to visit her family, and she bought me some yarn from Ireland, and it's Ballyhora. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Ballyhora fibers, and it's a 4-ply sock, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, and it's the Harmony Whole colorway. It's gorgeous. Yeah, this is definitely my colors. I really love it. So I was thinking when I got this in my mail, what to use it for, and when I saw it was a sock yarn, I just knew I'm gonna use it for Sari Nordland's summer sock knit along 2022. So the pattern she's releasing this year for the knit along. And yeah, so I'm gonna make the 2021 socks as well. I'm gonna do the 22 socks as well. So I'm gonna have a couple of socks on the needles for that. And I was thinking of using the pink of earlier, which I used for the midsummer socks, and then the beige, the main color for the Stria cardigan. So it will also match with the colors of the socks I'm going to use for the 2021 socks, the colors for those socks. So I think it will still look nice together. But yeah, it's gorgeous and it's so soft as well. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. With that yarn, she also sent me bags, a small pouch with knitting needles and crochet hook, and a tapestry needle, and then a bigger one with some yarn and hearts on it. So I was thinking, I don't use long needles, fixed needles anymore, but I have some fixed circular needles that I can put in this one, and this one I will use for my stitch markers. So yeah, thank you very much. And then she also sent me stitch markers. Here they are. Just some cute stitch markers. There's a teacup or a teapot, a tennis racket, an owl, a snail, thumbs up, and a dove stitch marker. So I'm gonna use that. So thank you very much. I appreciate it so much. Next, I went to the Volhays and Spinnerin. So it's a yarn shop and fabric store or quilting store in Benoni. And there they sell some Katja yarns. So I got this there, Katja Polar, in the 92 colorway, which is like a grey pink color, and then this one, which is Katja Merino Sport. It's Merino extra fine superwash, 100% virgin wool. It's a mauvey grey color, and it matches or works well with this one. Let me hold it like that. It's better in person, I promise. It looks greener, but it's more purple pink in person. So I was thinking of making the Amelia hat. I can't remember the designer's name. I will put it on screen. The Amelia hat, which is like an aeronautical? No, I'm not quite sure. Airplane. A pilot hat or something, which it has ear flaps and it has a flap in the front. Like that. I think you understand what I mean. Yeah, a polar hat, I'm not sure. But this will be used for the lining of the hat, so which would touch my skin, and this on the outside. Yeah. So that's for me. I got a similar amount of yarn for my fiance as well, because I wanted to make him one as well, but he wanted the black one, so black. Next, so these next yarns are Naughty Habit yarns, but I got these when they had the pop-up shop at the Volleys, and I had a pattern in mind when I chose these yarns. So it's the Soku, I think it's Soku Cowl from, she's a French lady. I think you say her name Ocean, but I put everything on screen. So it's a cowl with some Latvian braids or Estonian braids and some beautiful color work in the front. So I chose the more basic, not basic, neutral colors. So a grey and a natural color grey. So the grey is going to be the main color, and then the beige is going to be the contrasting color. So this is the single fingering weight merino and linen, which is 90% superwash merino and 10% linen. And this one is short braid. With some light speckles. And then this one is metal. So I'm going to use these two together for that cowl as well, which is going to be up for draw in my next projects. Then Naughty Habit also recently released her 2-ply merino linen base, and I got yarn for that to make the Inclinations cowl from Andrea Mowry. These aren't color changing yarns like the Spin Cycles is, which you used in the pattern, but I think it will still be fine. So it's also going to be a fisherman's rib pattern, same shape as the Shift cowl, which I made previously, and also 2.75mm needles. But here's the yarn. So this is Naughty Habit 2-ply merino linen, but it's 83% merino, 83.3% merino, and 16.7% linen. So it's a bit more, it has more linen than the single fingering. And this goes with everything color, but I think it's very similar to the short braid. Same color speckles. But, and then I'm going to use it with the ripe melon, which is a salmon pink color. I think it will look very nice together for the Inclinations cowl. Yeah, so, and that one's also up for draw in my next projects. Is that all my acquisitions? Those are all my acquisitions at the moment. Okay, time for the draw. First, I want to say for the socks, I'm going to draw a pattern for the socks, which I did put in my little pot to be drawn. But I'm also going to work on the summer cowl socks as well. So I will have more than one sock project each month. Okay, I'm going to do a summer top, one more summer top, before it gets way too cold to wear it. So one more summer top, one winter garment, one hat project, one like a cowl or a tiny shawl, mini shawl, shawlette pattern, one sock, yes, and then I also have the projects that are languishing in my work pile. the Izmir cardigan, I have a brioche wrap or stole that I need to finish, and a lace stole as well that I'm going to put in a pot to draw as well, so that I can put some effort in that each month, but I don't have to finish it. Yeah, so that's my plan, so I can just complete my projects that I do have on the needles. So yeah, first up is summer projects. So it's in this one. I can just shake it a bit. Okay. The Cold Shoulder Crop from Park Williams. I think this one will be based because it's going to be a bit warmer. So the yarn I'm going to use for this one is Quinty Alpaca Alpaca Linen yarn. It's 50% merino, 25% linen. The one time I did use this before, I think it was a year ago, and it was hot. I wanted to make a very lacy summer top, and it was way too hot for that. So I think this top, which I can wear in the cooler months but not cold months, I think it will look very nice. So Quinty Alpaca, they are based in Wellington. Yeah, I think the color is DK92, or it's a DK weight. It looks like a DK sport weight to me, light DK sport weight. Yeah, so I'm gonna use that for this one. Okay. Next, let's do hats. So there are just 2 hat patterns, so there's just 2. Okay. Oops. The Minted Beanie by Andrea Mowry. And I'm gonna use the Heartlam yarn I showed a couple of videos ago. So Heartlam. So this is the Nomad Fluff in the mist colorway. So I think her name is Michelle. I asked her which pattern she would recommend for this yarn, and she said Minted Beanie is a wonderful pattern for that. So I got this yarn for that project. So it's 62% alpaca, 19.6% wool, 10% silk, and 8.4% nylon. It's a double knit, and so yeah. I love it. It's Nomad Fluff, but I can't remember if the Nomad is the composition, the fiber content, or the weight, and if the fluff is the composition or the weight. So yeah, right there. And I'm going to use this pom-pom, which is a Toft pom-pom. It's 100% alpaca. So these, if the baby, I know there's a special name for alpaca baby, I think it's Korea, I can be wrong, but if the baby alpaca does pass away in their childhood, they do use their pelt for the pom-pom. So it's still a bit profitable for the it's still a form of income for the farmers, even though they did lose a an alpaca. But yeah, so I'm going to use these two together. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, it's going to be a bluer theme this month, I think. But I don't have a blue winter garment. I do have a bluer cowl or shawlette pattern options. Okay, next let's do the cowl. It's cowls or shawlette. Okay. Okay. Oh, soccer cowl. I'm so excited. So it's the yarn I just showed earlier. The Naughty Habit with the merino. So these two. Yeah, it's going to be a bluer theme this month. Blue and grey. Yeah. It's a bit of a grey month actually this month. A lot of rain and it's getting a lot colder. Okay, I hope the lighting isn't too bad. Maybe I'm pull a bit close. Sit back. Okay. I'm gonna do the languishing project last. So let's do socks. I'm using jam bottles and other glass bottles for these. The pattern drawer. Okay. The Awuni socks by Maria Costa Muvara. Oops. I'm gonna use. So this is pink now. Alpaca Soft. I got this from Arthur Bales. So it's Alpaca Soft is the yarn name, and it's 62% wool, 23% polyamide, and 15% alpaca. So what I did say last time, I think the wool and the nylon is the beige and the alpaca is the pink fluff. So yeah, I'm going to make the Awuni socks with this one. Okay, winter garment. Ooh, Billy Pullover from Sorry Nordland. So the yarn art for this project you would have seen in my last video, which was the yarn swap with Ali, and she sent me yarn, Knitpicks Wool of the Andes yarn. Wool of the Andes. And in that video where I unboxed it, I was thinking of the patterns that I want to make with this, and Billy Pullover came to mind. So I'm going to use this for that. Oh, I'm excited. Thank you, Ali. I'm still so flabbergasted at the beautiful yarn you sent me. Yes, okay. And the last one is Languishing Web, which one I need to give more attention this month. The Botanical Lace Wrap from Pearl Soho. So I don't have it right here with me, but it's a lace pattern, a stole, so a rectangular shawl or wrap, and I'm using Miss Lamotte lace yarn for that. So that's why it's taking so long, because it's lace weight. But yeah, okay, so that is the projects I'm going to do this month. I'm excited for this one. Okay, what else? Oh yes, the other podcasts that I have been listening to this month. First is Rachel from Night Sky Knitting. She's very cute. I like her as well. Athena from Seedling Stitch. She's relatively new to knitting. I think she started end of last year, October or September, I think. And she has made of a lot of things, and I'm so impressed with her skills. Like she hasn't been knitting for even a year, and she has made so beautiful projects. She also reminds me a little bit of my sister. They both are chemical engineers, and I sent my sister the video of Athena introducing and talking about her knitting journey, just to wink or skimp to my sister that she can also start knitting if she wants to. But yeah, I think my sister likes it more if I knit things for her. Yeah. And then last one is Taylor from Free to Mint. I have recently discovered her, but she has done podcasts for multiple years now. I think 3 or 4 years now. And she's very calming, and she has a lot of knowledge about spinning. And I have put her binge listen to her while I'm working, and I have learned so much about spinning just listening to her talking about it. And she also made the Yell cardigan from Marie Wallen, and it's so beautiful. I think that's one. If I complete my Izmir cardigan from Marie Wallen, I want to do the Yell cardigan as well. And then she also made the Nightingale pullover from Nora Gone. I think it's Nora Gone, which is a beautiful cable sweater, but it's like a Celtic type of cable. I'll put it on screen, and it's so beautiful. And I'm thinking of getting some African Expressions harmony for that one. I think it will look very beautiful in that. But when I saw the pattern the first time, it was I think 2 years ago, because it was released in 2019. It was beautiful, but the length of the garment was way too long for me, and I didn't like that. But then I saw Taylor's version of it, and she made more of a crop length, and it was so beautiful, and she got me hooked on that pattern. So I'm going to get some African Expressions harmony for that pattern. Yeah, I think that's that. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, it's getting colder here, very, very much colder, very fast. So hopefully that summer top will still work for this weather. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful month. And yeah, stay happy, everyone. And yeah, bye-bye.